Since all these stocks made a large move, I don't pay attention to them because I can't get an entry on them the next day. All of these, for example. And I start off on percentage change at around like 8 or 9. And then from there, I just go down the list all the way till negative 8 as well. So BITF broke out this big range that I had drawn, and then now it's making a large move. This was a good setup because it made a large move and then it consolidated with the SMAs aligned who have the 10, 20, 50, and then volume slowly dying down. Then it broke out on big volume and it's up 65% since, but no setup. CAFR, same thing, but no setup. APOD, bit of a sloppy setup, UNR, and then it's breaking out. ETIR, I don't see anything yet on it. Same thing. PKSY, it's choppy. This one looks good. So then I add this one to top watch Monday. QUBT looks good. And it got over the 50 as well. So this one's also on watch for Monday. And then the quantum is moving, so this is a good stock to look at. Large move, pulled back. I think this is a leveraged Oklo. TMC, no setup on that yet. Serve. Serve looks good, but it needs a pullback. Hour. Hour needs more time. VNet breaking out, but not that much of a clean setup. SNGX, choppy. This needs more time. MBot looks really good. Surfing the 1020 and the moving averages are aligned. So this is a watch for Monday. PGY. PGY is breaking this large base, and I like it. I think it's also AI. So Finviz, PGY. Yeah, they do AI. And triple digit EPS. Oklo. Mm, I feel like Okla's choppier than all the other nuclear names like this one. This one's better in my opinion. Let's see if that looks at IOQ. I don't like the way this ran up. It's like very choppy. Iron was a miss. Um, large move up, and then I pulled back. 1020 aligned, and it's been going up since. Nectar, I think that's a biotech. I don't really trade biotechs. HTZ doesn't look good. Galaxy, I think needs more time. Maybe a flag under 30, and then it sets up. SOGP, see what SOGP does. The Asian stock. Something with AI. But I feel like this is thin on volume now. I low-key like this one. I just think it needs more time. I nod broke out this somewhat of a base. Looks like it might pull back after today's candle. Looks ugly. Bunch of red. ONDS has been decent. Broke out yesterday. HSAI very choppy. RR. This is good. This is going on stopwatch. no. Jumia. This setup looks very loose. Hopefully it went sideways more. And it gives a setup. Right was nice. Move up, gap down, then made this like sort of cup and handle. Tight candles on the 1020 broke out, and it's up around like 20%. Hut, same thing. Made this sort of cup and handle move above the 1020, broke out, pulled back again, and then another short flag. NBIS. This is kind of untradeable unless you got in here. PL. I hope PL goes sideways. It's a bit extended from the 10. I prefer my stocks to pull back to the 10. This wolf has been nice. BTBT, choppy, AAOI. This looks good. Recently made a large move, and we know that it can run, pull back, chopped around, and had this day where it had big volume, pulled back, and it's sort of forming like this uh, flag. LDI, setup, run. I like run. I just hope it doesn't fail the breakout, or I mean, lose a 20. I don't know what this is, but this looks nice. Mia X. Is this crypto? It says crypto IPO right here. I don't know what they do. I assume crypto. It's a recent IPO, and I know that recent IPOs go run crazy, like DXYZ did here, or like NNE, for example. It's choppy now, but when it first came out here, I'm adding that to top watch. This is a VGO, leveraged AVGO. Doesn't look nice. GDXU had a nice breakout, break, retest. See, I'd rather take this than try to take it here because I feel like here I get chopped out. So I wait for it to break out the range, back, um, surf the 10 and 20 once they're aligned, and then I get a nice entry from there. That's how I prefer to play breakouts. BE has been on a nice run, but no setup. RCAT broke out this range. I think it needs more time. Let's look at something like ONDS. Why does this RCAT kind of look barcodey? Or I think I'm gonna pass on it for now. IonQ. Yeah, I'll pass on it. AMPX, AMPX 10, 20, 50 aligned. Look at this. This looks exactly like IONQ, sort of. But this is what I'm talking about. We get out this choppy range, we make a decent move up, and then once the moving averages align, that's when I keep it on close watch because that's where the cleanest moves and largest moves are provided by the stocks. And now we see 10, 20, 50 aligned after this massive move. And we tested this previous resistance on the weekly. So that's going on top watch. CRML. This looks very choppy. MLYS. It's a biotech. I don't play biotechs. PSIX. Ooh, this looks really nice. PSIX, large move, pulls back, rode the 50. Now it's over the 10, 20, and 50. Uh, tight candles. Going on top watch. EHR. I don't like EHR because it doesn't have a clean move up. It gaps up and then gaps up. I try to avoid those types of stocks. It's kind of like, well, I don't try to avoid them because you can't really trade them. Like this NBIS, it just gaps up out of the base, gaps up again, and you don't really get an entry. RZOV, this one was nice, but scanning and I missed it. 10, 20, 50 aligned, and didn't give a pullback. OSCR, I don't like how choppy it is. Uh, this one looks nice. We could see that it broke out of this large base, but I want to see if it yeah, it doesn't look like it's ever made nice clean moves. So I'm not putting that on watch. GXAI doesn't look clean either. Or weave, UNR, but still in this range. Or in this range here. I also don't like the 50 is sloping down. This no setup. UMAC. UMAC is in the same theme as ONDS, but this one's so choppy. LEU. This is the one that I prefer over Oklo. This is the one that I actually took on this day. We have this UNR. And now the moving averages are aligned to 1020. Not the 50 though. But it is over the 50. That's going on top watch. UEC, no setup. BBBY. No. Like this one either. Don't like this one either. No. Not much clean. SATS. No setup. SOUN. So SOUN broke out this range on earnings. Pulled back. But I don't like that this moving average is sloping down. But I do like that it's forming this uh, sort of a flag looking pattern. I think I'm going to put this on top watch, but it's not like a priority because the moving average is sloping down. TNTA, no setup. MTSR, VSAT. This VSAT looks nice. Nice inner moves, but I'm sure the market cap is big. I don't really like playing big market cap stuff, but it's riding the 10, 20. Guess I'll put this on top watch. And it's up on earnings, so that's good.
Yo,
RDTL.
Louis, you got a lot of questions in the
Yeah.
chat. You're doing a great job. You got a lot of questions in the chat. I
Yeah,
don't know if
I'll
you
go
want to
over questions
go
once
after.
I'm done scanning.
All right, cool. Doing a great job.
Oh, this RDTL looks good. This is Reddit, right? Yeah, I like this stock. I'm putting that on top watch as well. It failed to break out maybe 1 or 2 more days, goes sideways, and then it breaks out. Probably comes close to tapping the 10, or it gaps down, taps the 10, and then runs. Sort of like IONQ did yesterday, where it was a bit far from the 10, but then came down and tapped the 10. Here, watch. ROBN, Meridian Hood, ABTC, Choppy, ASST, Choppy, UUUU. I like UUUU. I just don't like that it had a fake breakout today, or I mean this week, but it's made a nice move. Had a UNR, went up, riding the 10. Maybe if it goes sideways a bit more, I'll take it. ASS, no. I don't like that this is under the 20. PVTX, no setup. CWD, no setup. Oracle, no setup. I'm pretty sure that's it. Actually, I like this one. OPAD. Maybe another day of sideways, but it has an inside bar. So we'll put that on top watch. Open, too extended. So now we go to top watch. This is too many names. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I'm gonna try to reduce it like this one. Trades low volume. And the chart is really choppy. This one, low volume as well. This one's good for small accounts. And bot, but I'm getting rid of it. Uemi. This one. Um, QBT. I'm gonna get rid of QBT because moving averages aren't aligned and it's, I don't know, I don't like it. I know quantum is hot, but this is a laggard. If you wanted to play quantum, you'd be in this one or this one. see 10, 20, 50. And QBT has barely gotten over the 50. Preferably want this to go up and then come retest this, go sideways a little bit, and then break out. EGY, this looks good. Still under this high. RR robotics. This one looks really good. I know Jack keeps mentioning this one. AAOI. I think this one needs more time. I'm not really a fan of this one. Run looks decent. This one looks good. This one looks good. That one looks good. This one I'm not a fan of. Oh, I think this one needs way more time, or else I'm just gonna get chopped. So I'm getting rid of that one. VSAT looks good. Reddit looks like it needs a little bit more time. OPAD looks good. But Reddit, I'll keep on watch. All right, let's go over questions, guys. What questions do you guys have? Or should I just scroll up? What makes you think sound needs more time? It's that the 20 sloping down, and I prefer for my 20 to be sloping up like this. This. Other example here, 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 here. And here. And here. Eric. Eric. It's very choppy. Up, down, up, and then down, still kind of in his range. What's your buy trigger intraday? Or I wait for a break of previous high day. Let me give you an example. So IONQ broke it. I would have played this yesterday. So IONQ broke it yesterday, and I would have entered here. But if it breaks it within the first 5 minutes, I wait for the 5 minute to close, and then I enter above the 5-minute orb. What? Is anyone I'm recording it, but I don't know if it's still recording. I just kept doing the same thing, Constantine. On IONQ, is it too early on Tuesday candle around 4:33-ish? I think this is good. That was a good entry. I think this is probably the best entry. Will you go back through and set alerts? I did already. Look, alerts on all of them. Similar one on RGTI. Yeah, but I wouldn't play this on this day just because this is Tuesday. Yeah, I wouldn't play it because the moving averages aren't aligned. I have a good example of when I waited for the moving averages to align. This stock gapped up on earnings, but it was still inside of the range, so I didn't play it because it could just, keep chopping within its range. So then what I did was I waited for it to flag, 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 played it here. I think I got stopped out, and then I played it here, and then that's what happened. What makes me different than other traders? That I just play the same thing over and over again. I try to stay focused on what I know what works. How do I decide when to exit? On my first position, it's 3 to 5 days once it's made a large move. And then for the rest, I just trail on the 10. IONQ was in a range here. I don't really count this, but this I do count it. And however, the moving averages aligned after this day, or actually after this. After this, um, hopefully this gives an opportunity. But I don't know. It already broke all-time highs. Market. I think RCAT needs for the moving averages to align. Blue arrows, blue arrows. Yeah, these blue arrows are for inside days. What's your port right now? It's above 2 mil. I did go under like in August. My scan, you guys want to see my scan? The ADR set at 6. and the dollar volume is set at 25 million. Well, this is how I enter a stock. Um, well, first let's go over stop loss rules. Stop loss is it's always set at low of day. Once I have sold on days 3 to 5, that's when I'll set it up to break even. Once the moving average has passed the break even, my entry, that's when I'll start trailing the 10 or the 20. And for take profit, I take profit on days 3 to 5 when it's made a large move. I just copy the queue. I mean, you copy what works and you don't change until you actually have some traction or you know what you're doing. Meme coins right now? I don't know. I'm at the trenches right now. I enter on the 5 minute. What do you do if your position doesn't make a large move days 3? Uh, Usually I just hold it, but if it doesn't move at all, I'll just cut it completely. I have two watch lists. One is a regular watch list where I put stocks that I like or have made a large move. For example, I would put IONQ on there. Um, AAOI. So stocks that I think need more time. Basically his NMS watch list, which means needs more sideways. And then I'll look into my watch list. And from that watch list, I'll look for stocks that are also setting up for the next day for me to take, and I'll put those into my top watch list. And whatever stock triggers, I'll try to take if I have any buying power. If a stock makes a big move in day 1 or 2, do you ever trim? Yes, sometimes. But it has to be uh like a pretty significant move, like 3 times its ADR for me to get out. What's your guys, my current port does not look that great because I was not trading from end of July to August. All I bought were dips on Solana, XRP, and Ethereum. And I bought the Wolf EP. Bought some Baba. Mm, not a good setup. It was good here after earnings, or maybe here after it pulled back, but hasn't given a nice tight setup like I would prefer. How do you take the market environment into account? When market is chopping around, like around here, I'll size down. But it goes under the 50, like here, that's when I just stop, or I'll take one or two short positions, but they don't really do much for the account. So over the 50, good. Under the 50, bad. See here, we're just chopping. When we get over the 50, this is beginning of 2023. And then we get a semi crypto to run. We pull back, chop for like 3 months, get over the 50, want a nice run, you know, market stuff. You guys have any more questions? Because I'm gonna get off right now. Louis, how fat is your cock? I'd rather not answer. How do you determine your position size? It's based on the how wide my entry and stop loss are. Show us the regular setup. What do you mean regular setup? Regular setup is just a large move, pull back like this right here. I'm in the charts for like an hour and a half. Hour to an hour and a half. No, I'm not on all day. I doom scroll. What time do you wake up? I wake up at like 5:50 or 6. I don't live in San Bernardino. You're on stream broker setup right now. Show us how you usually look at stuff. I don't know what that means then. Oh no, this is how it looks. I have multiple what's it called? These blue candles are inside candles, and then the other blue candles are wait, where is it? Here we go. So like when candle undercuts the 10. undercuts the 10 or the 20. Blue goes with the 10. Yellow goes with the 20. Undercut. This is undercut, undercut, undercut. That's what I look for. All right, guys. I'm gonna go eat. I'll probably do this again on Monday.
Thanks, Lewis. That was sweet.
Yeah.
Little glimpse into your brain. You gonna go get some dinner?
No lunch.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you're 3 hours behind. Well, all right, dude.
All right. Peace out.
Sweet. Later. Well, anyways, what'd you guys think of Lou? You know what it reminded me of? Like the TikTok trends where it's like, my boyfriend's gonna show you his Lego collection. You better be nice to him. You know? He did a great job, honestly. Yeah, that was his first time. Yeah, he did a great job. Yeah. Well, no, he took like just like everybody was trying to figure out how to trade for like, a few years. He ran like 100, he ran like 5K to like 100,000 doing options.
Options?
Yeah, and then he blew it all up. All the way back down to 25,000, and then he started swing trading like literally last year.
I guess that's one way to learn.
The year before, but he took that much to like over 2 million. It's insane.
He's from Cali or something?
Yes, San Bernardino. No, he's Tijuana. No, I'm just kidding. He's from somewhere out of LA, I think north. I think he's kind of. Oh yeah, you're. They can
Oh
hear you
shit.
probably.
What the hell?
My bad. Damn. Anywho. Oh, XXR Pizzle. Nice. I'm just chilling. So if you guys want to talk about stock stuff, we can.
I think he made me realize that system is very simple. Like, just stick to one thing.
Who is this? Goodbye. I don't know who the hell that was. Anyways. Let me see. I'll get some charts up. Sec. Daily, weekly scan grid. All right, there we go. All right, now I gotta share my screen. It takes me a minute to like get set up. Wait, why can't I share my screen? Twitter. Huh. It's weird. Like, I'm trying to share my screen, but it's like grayed out. Has anybody ever seen that before? There's like the little share screen button. It's grayed out. Yeah, I don't. It's like I don't know how to share my screen. No, I don't. The button's grayed out. Normally, I just click the button and it works. Nobody banned me, but it's just not. It's just the button's grayed out. I think Luca, if I leave, I think it like I think that I would just like close it. Yeah. Hmm. Maybe that's what I have to do. I don't know why that would be the case. I wonder if it's because it's just like in a pop up. It might be in a because it's in a pop up window. Oh. Yeah, I think that's why actually. I think I gotta like bring them back together. There we go. There we go. Nope, still gray. Shit. Oh, share my screen. There we go. Sick. Sweet. Anyways, this was a very eventful week. Why was it an eventful week? Because stocks just went straight up. Why did they go straight up? Because there's a lot of confidence in, I guess, the market, just overall, yeah, environment. A lot of good shit happening. Companies are making more money, or at least they appear to have the potential to make more money in the future here soon. So that's good. All right, let me find a watch list. Okay. Alrighty. ETH. I think crypto is going to gap this weekend for sure. Just the way they're all moving. All right. What do you guys want to talk about? Anything? Man, quantum. You know, it's funny. There was some guy on X, you know, just like a wildly accurate hit rate talking about quantum yesterday. I mean, it's just uncanny how just started talking about it the day before and today it just, IONQ just makes a 17% just a fucking god candle. Just literally out of nowhere. Just the Scorelli juicer. Just throw Scorelli in between IONQ and open. And the man's having a difficult time. He's having a difficult time. I'm so curious how much he's actually like read, because the first time he started shorting IONQ, I want to say he started shorting RGTI at 8. Like literally back here in like in January. I think I saw his first print. He started shorting it after like a 75% parabolic like sell off, and this dude has not covered. Man, oh my goodness, I shit. He seems to do really really well in like the bios. He knows them well, but like he shorted the shit out of the meme coins like Fart Coin and whatnot. But they just had like, I don't think they had any liquidity. I don't know. He probably did all right there. But man, he's just been sitting short in IONQ for literally like a year. I don't think he's been green. I don't think he's been green a single time, like the entire time. And then you get a candle like today. My God. I mean, the issue with these stocks is, I mean, one, he shorts the bottom, but two, I don't care if they don't make any money. I don't care if their technology isn't even relevant yet. It doesn't even matter. It's just the fact now they've held up for the entire year. IONQ has built a beautiful cup and handle. It refused to break down. It's just a matter of time. It's like, okay, yeah, they don't have technology. Okay, yeah, they don't have any like government backing. Okay, yeah, they're not making any money, blah, 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 blah. You just give them enough time and things will start to happen. Like partnerships will be formed, just like we're seeing all the data centers get partnerships. Like these are gonna start getting snatched up. They're gonna get snatched up. And like, yeah, you short it because I don't make money. That's cool. But like, the chart just tells you there will never be a time. Yes, Chris Camilo, he's made 50 million over 20 years or whatever it is. Like, other guys, they trade without charts, this and that. But I don't think there'll ever be a time where, even if I'm trading billions of dollars, investing billions of dollars, I will always rely on some form of technical analysis, just because, like, if I'm literally, let's imagine that I have a $10 billion portfolio and I'm trying to get a $1 billion position into quantum, for example, right? Like, I'm going to pick the best spots based off of the chart and accumulate it over time. So I'm going to have some sort of thesis about the industry, maybe about the company, etc. I'm going to project to where I think price can go if certain things can happen. And then once I have that thesis and I've given myself the green light to accumulate, I'm using technical analysis to accumulate. Like, that's just what I'm going to do. Because yeah, you could like dollar cost average every day. You could literally just have an algorithm or a bot. You just say, hey bot, get me $1 billion in above VWAP on days with these conditions, which is a good way of doing it, which is probably the best way to do it. But if you were to do it like semi-auto, I'm buying like dips into moving averages. I'm like going to get myself positioned well. I'm just not going to buy blindly. Like, Kathy, she may have like a thesis for Roku, but like Roku's chart looks like fucking shit. And like, she's managing $6 billion. I think the position might be 5%. So that's, I don't know. It's like, yeah, she's got to get like 300 million in or something, but that shouldn't be, I don't know. It's just confusing to me. I'll always use some form of technical analysis. You just kind of keep moving up the time frames. All right. Wait, okay, you can see my screen. All right. Let's see some questions. What if they do start making some deals? They're going to go higher. Like, I don't even know why IONQ's up today. I know that there was some sort of conference or some presentation, but I literally have no idea. I heard I flipped on Martin's stream. I wanted to see like how he was doing, and he had it on in the background. I had no idea what the fuck they were talking about. I had no idea. Jack, how would you catch a move like that? I'm currently working on my process. Well, I mean, IONQ should have definitely been on your watch list the last couple of days. I watch it every single day. IONQ, RGTI, Qubit, QBTS has been on my needs more sideways list literally since the beginning of the year. Yeah, and when they made these April low moves off the bottom with all the other powerhouse names, like your Hood, your RGTI, your CLS, CRDO, and all the other names, like why did Quantum also make the April low moves? Like, it's just crazy, but they did, and they're holding up, and they built these big flags. Like, this is literally a weekly first flag. So if you're familiar with my first flag setup, you have a big move up, a pullback, a consolidation. It perks up, it builds this first flag. It's kind of like what Louis was describing, and then boom, it breaks out on the weekly. The real entry for IONQ was yesterday. That was the best entry because you had the tight day, but I took it today. I took it through just like this high. So you have, oops. I took it right here. And the opening range was just so damn clean. It opened right at previous high day, which is this green dash line. And I just immediately saw the thrust in the 5-minute candle, and I bought the second 5-minute candle. And then in the small account, I bought IONX at the exact same time. It's my average in IONX. My average in IONX is 78.47. ION 78.47. Yeah, so basically the same spot. Right here. A little later. Yeah, I can discuss open. I mean, so very similar to what Louis described to you guys. Louis is basically like you got like this like long choppy range. For me, I have like the DP setup. Like this is a very linear downtrend, very linear, and then you have a very strong uptrend on the MACD simultaneously. So that's what I call a divergence pivot. There may be other names for it out there, but I've never really learned it from anybody else, just the charts. And it popped up and it ran from 50 cents here. And then it like put in like a 3-day flag, and then it ran 400% from there. I shorted this move, which was a good short. Yeah, and then it just consolidated. It just consolidated. This was the day I bought it. I bought it like no, I think I bought higher. I bought it 375. I missed this day. This was the best day to buy it. But the reason why it got on my radar is because it made a huge move up on insane volume. It made a really fast move. Like it went 1,000% in 2 weeks on on billions of dollars traded a day for a sub $5 stock. You start looking into it. They're discussing a turnaround story. Like, I start seeing Eric Jackson, like Hello Kitty or Mr. Kitty or whatever his name, like his dad, like who Mr. Kitty wants to be. Mr. Kitty will never show his face again. Like this dude's a bum compared to Eric Jackson. He's a real pumper. And so like after, we saw this like huge move and then it sells off 75% or whatever, it perks right back up and then it throws a stick here. Let's look at the weekly chart. Oops. So this 25 or this 2.5 level, that's the level that I wish I would have got. This one right here, 2.5. So it's like this high. Yep, it was this little. I got to move all these lines for you guys. Make it a little easier to see. Okay. It was this little high. Exactly 250. I really like the clean levels. And so that translates on the daily to this candle. So you have this really tight day. So it popped back up, these two real tight days, and then bam, it just takes it off. I wish I caught that. I caught this one. This is the one I bought. 375. But it was kind of the same idea still. It was kind of the same idea. But yeah, I mean, Joey, it's just if there's it's savage volume, right? Like if there's a stock that just all of a sudden out of nowhere has this pivot, it's a true this is a true episodic pivot. Like you want to know, like you want an example of an episodic pivot, that this is it. Going from an eternal downtrend to running literally 2,000% in a couple of months. I mean, like that's it. Plus, the story behind it. So like it's just a huge move up, a pullback, an undercut, a reclaim, it gets tight. All that volume sustains. The thing doesn't die. The narrative, the story just keeps getting better and better and better. Like this thing's not done. Like, people who shorted it today, it sold off a little bit today. But I would be floored if this thing goes back to 3. Like I would be shocked if it even touched 5. Like the lowest I could see it go would be like a undercut of like 8 or 750 or something. But this thing's going higher for sure. Like in my mind, like it's going 20 to 30 in the near term. It'll have some like blow off kind of top sort of thing. No problem, Joey. Man, this week was crazy. I really, really like AAOI. I was restraining myself from selling stuff to buy it today, but I was able to trim more things and whatnot. So I'm gonna hopefully be able to get it next week when it breaks out. But yeah, this one looks really, really good to me. And it has accelerating earnings and sales. When I can draw like these perfect triangles, like a horizontal line, like here's why I love it so much. Horizontal line, $28. An even, super clean number. No cents, no nothing. That corresponds with the high volume close day. So this is like the biggest candle, biggest volume day like ever for the company, right? And then you come across, you catch like this low day, you get these other high volume, you get this other kind of range, you get this left side peak, and then you get this high volume day, the perk up day just 2 days ago, 3 days ago. So it's like there's just a lot of synergy on this line. And then you can draw now a perfect downtrend line where you can connect 3 or more points. My downtrend lines, I got to connect 3 or more points, and there cannot be any confusion for how it's drawn. So if it's drawn, like if you get 5 people in the room and they all draw it differently, it's not a well enough established downtrend line. We have 80 people in here. If I were to print this and put it in front of all of you, the vast majority would draw, like connect the dots. You guys would all connect it the same. The horizontal line's a little trickier, but if you start with the high volume close, that's where I usually start. And then it just snaps the line across. And I'm like, wow, it coincides with this peak, with that low, etc. Like it's the there's the most touch points, period, that you can draw with this horizontal line. And so now price is pushing this line really tight. Like we had this big perk up, we got these couple of sideways days. Even another tight sideways day would be awesome. But like this thing could throw a stick Monday just straight through here. And it's got accelerated earnings and sales. It's in the right theme. Like it looks great. Really, really looks great. And there's a few charts that look like this right now. UMAC looks just like it. Same idea. SOUN looks just like it. There was another one too. What was the other one? I don't remember what the other one is. There's 4. But yeah, AAOI is definitely my favorite out of the group. How have you managed your Tesla trade? Well, not the best, to be honest. I did an ad on this breakout. My first buy and my only buy, where was it? It was one of these candles. I think it was this day. It was either this day, it was one of these days. I'd have to actually look back at it. But I bought the bottom of the range, and like if I'm doing that, if I'm buying a bottom of a range, I can't get as much size as I want. No, I don't have the full position that I want. I should have taken it yesterday. I won't ever get a full position inside of a range. But I mean, I know that Tesla is going to run for a long time out of this range. And it's likely also going to give a nasty shakeout candle soon. Like I could totally see it on day 3, Monday, kind of giving a big wick down or something, or like, continuation setups are my like specialty. So I'll just wait for first flag or first touch, and I'll get my full position. I want 20 to 25% position in this, with the intention of just not trimming it at all, just holding it. No, I'm not. I have like a little bit over a 10% position, so it's still meaningful. Meaningful. Like the other accounts that are within like the umbrella, they have more Tesla as a percent than I do in TSLL. But it's beautiful. 'Tis beautiful. No. Like there's no point to trim if you don't have your full size. And it's only day 2. I mean, it's only day 2 out of like this is not just a weekly breakout. Okay, this is a monthly breakout. Like over the course of a 6-year range. Like I will be absolutely damned if I'm trimming day 2. Now, why would some people trim? Well, so reasons to trim. And I still actually, no matter the size, like if say you have a 20 or if you have a 20% position in TSLL, I still wouldn't even trim. The only reasons I would trim here would be, one, if you're way oversized, like 50, 100%, or leveraged all in one, then yeah, you should definitely trim into this momentum. And then the only other reason I would trim would be to cycle. You would have to be like oversized, and there was just plenty more setups to cycle the profits back into other high ADR setups, which is kind of a risky game, because if you say you sell your TSLL, say you have like a 30% position, you sell half, you make 20% on it, right? Well, then now you have that money back as dry powder, and then say AAOI breaks out on Monday, right? But say it fails. Well, now you just took a loss on AAOI, and you don't have the Tesla anymore. You don't have the Tesla anymore. So, like, it's risky business. I think in this particular instance, the only logical reason to sell any at all would be if you're just way oversized, or if you're truthfully uncomfortable, which means that you're probably just oversized. But my theory, and this is kind of sick, but in light of Charlie Kirk getting assassinated, simultaneously Tesla's negotiating with, or Elon's negotiating with the Tesla board for his next pay package, and all the things that he's going to do over the next decade. In light of Charlie, rest in peace, getting assassinated, the security budget spent on Elon likely just went up by at least 20 times. At least. He's now, I guarantee you, he is now the most protected person, privately protected person in the world. And what that did, though, was, the biggest risk to Tesla outside of just regulatory is keyman risk. Elon getting fucking shot or something stupid, or having a heart attack or something, right? But now that he probably has the craziest security detail that's ever been put together, like, you guys realize, like, this dude's gonna be like I don't know if you remember like the Clone Wars and Star Wars, like all those fucking like weird like robot things. Like, he's gonna have like 100 Optimus around him all the time, like flying around like fucking ninjas and shit. Like, this dude is gonna have so much protection. So the keyman risk is just just falling through the floor. And I just think that for me, that makes me feel a lot more comfortable, because I'm not really worried about Elon personally failing. Like, if he fails, then humanity fails, right? But I am worried about some deranged idiot, sniping Elon, on his way to the limo, leaving the restaurant or something dumb, right? Yeah, like, wouldn't that be crazy? The one, well, anyways, yeah. But yeah, I mean, yeah, long story short, yeah, I would not be trimming day 2. What up, Ariel? Aren't you supposed to be golfing right now? Did you already leave? He already left. Oh no, he's there. How do I invite you up? Here you go. She said no. Why? Oh, Ariel. Uh, what about XXR Pizzle? This thing's gonna go. I think Quantum is gonna gap this weekend for sure. Or not Quantum. Quantum probably gonna gap this weekend, but crypto. If you just look at like ETH, Yup. We just got the MACD cross in the daily. It just looks so good. It looks so good. And then
Yeah, nice 10-point cushion going in ETHU over the weekend, and it saw a new high in after hours. XXRP, nice call, and it's crazy because like I only have 12,000 shares there, which is like a fairly small position, but it's wild how volatile the thing is. You look at it and you're like, this thing can move $20 in 3 days, 4 days.
yeah, I can.
So, yeah, it's nice. And then obviously Tesla, I know what you were talking about. Yeah, if you had like a 50% position in Tesla, then yes. Minimize it, get yourself down to 20, 30% position, and then just trail it. But if you only have a 20% position, it's not often that a mega cap builds out a absolutely perfect weekly chart, an absolutely perfect daily chart, gives you beautiful follow through from the pivots, which means everybody can see the pivots. You're in a beautiful bull market, which we definitely all know we're in. And then you get the sort of follow through that you would love to get from a breakout. So if you've got only 20% position, this is a non-trimmer. This is you just shut up, sit there and trail and do nothing. And I kind of was, while I was on stream today, I was talking about, when I took NVIDIA long out of that 5-month base, I didn't take my first trim for 33 trading days. And then it was like almost 50 days when it finally had like that bearish engulfing when I finally let it go. But otherwise, like, you just want to sit there. Like, you want to do nothing with these.
Bro, what are you doing right now? Did you just run to McDonald's to get a Big Mac or something?
You start, finger fucking your positions, and you're gonna minimize.
This dude's talking to us like on Bluetooth, off Bluetooth, walking away from the car.
Big base fails.
You don't give a shit. This dude would just be walking outside talking to some bushes. This dude is just talking to the garage door right now. Bro, he's talking about robo taxis. He left. You know what he did? He left his phone in the car, and he walked away from it. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. He thinks his phone's in his pocket or something. Anyways. Well, that was nice. Yeah. Thank you, Ariel, for stopping by. All right.
Is that better?
Oh, that was great. Thanks. Thanks for chiming in there.
Well, did you guys actually hear what I said or no?
We did till you started walking away from the microphone. It sounded like you got out of your car if you parked in the car.
I got out of the car. Yeah, I was on the Bluetooth in the car. But basically, what I said was the only reason you would ever trim Tesla is because you're wildly oversized, and then you get yourself down to a 20, 30% position after this nice 2-day push. But otherwise, if you only have a 20% position, you probably still don't even have enough. And you're looking for a high type flag. This is like one of those times where you just trail a position. And if you have to give back unrealized gains and this beautiful weekly base fails, then it fails. But how often does a mega cap set up a gorgeous weekly base like this, primed and ready to go higher? Not often. So, the last beautiful multi-month base that I can remember from a mega cap was NVIDIA at $500. And I was looking at that one, and I didn't even take my first trim in that until after 33 trading days. So almost 2 full months, right? It's one of those where you just want to sit down, shut up, let it work. If it works, it's a home run. If it doesn't, at this point, it's a minimized green trade, but still a beautiful green trade nonetheless.
Yes, I agree 100%. And so, like, for people that missed it, though, this is like the great thing about big bases is now you just have to, like, if somebody told me that they didn't want to take the initial base breakout, but instead wanted to take, the first flag, I'd be okay with that, to be honest, because then now you are confirming momentum.
Yep.
So if you did actually miss it, just wait for that first flag to set up, or like the first kind of pivot off a moving average, because those are going to be in all reality, once it does retrace like this first little leg, it's gonna give you a really nice low risk entry. Kind of like CoreWeave today. CoreWeave's a little different because it's not breaking out of a base. It wouldn't be as nearly as good as like like a red day in Tesla. But yeah, that's all you got to wait for is like that first flag to set up.
And it's one of those scenarios too, like Elon just got this massive pay package. Like, do we think that, Tesla would have offered him that one? I mean, I don't think that they gave it to him under the premise that it's going to be impossible to reach. So they're basically saying, hey, look, if in a decade we're an $8 trillion market cap. So naturally, they're already kind of thinking, hey, this is our CEO to lead the future forward. I mean, the man's landing rockets on chopsticks and, already has robo taxis, kind of in that, like, that pre-stage where they're just testing it out in parts of Texas and I'm sure other parts of the country here pretty soon. But the market is always forward looking. Like, there were people on X or there were people, even in the room today that were saying like, well, Tesla doesn't have great fundamentals. It's like, yes, but the not great fundamentals are already priced into the stock. Everybody knows what they are, right? You're not telling us anything that not the whole world doesn't know. But everybody is looking forward to robo taxis being a real thing, humanoid robots being a real thing, and the fact that Tesla's got the manufacturing capacity for that to be a real thing. And then they've also got solar, which people don't really talk about. And it's like, you've got the visionary for the CEO. I mean, this is one of those kind of unicorn kind of times when you get an absolutely perfect massive base. You hammer the fucking thing. And what at this point, if you're sitting on a 330, 340, 350, 360, you just let it work. And if it's a minimized green trade or a flat trade, so be it. It falls into the category of a bunch of flat trades in your trading career. Or it could have the opportunity to really change fortunes, right? Over the next 12 months, potentially, or shorter. Who knows? And what happens when the stock eventually gets up to 500 and you've got all the quote unquote breakout buyers of the people who finally buy that breakout? And what the setup will look like when you get up to an all-time high at 400 and I don't know, what was it, 490 or whatever, 492 or call it
488.
500. Yeah, 488. There you go. So it's like all of those breakout buyers. And what if you just build like this, what looks like a huge cup and a handle, where it finally gets back up there and now everybody's primed and ready because it's breaking an all-time high? Probably another great ad spot before it goes to 1,000. So I think it's
Yeah,
just
wait
one of
till they
those things
actually
where,
start making money on any of this stuff. I mean, that's really when when
well, here's the thing. I feel like, if people are waiting for humanoids to be a thing and then that's when they'll buy Tesla, that's probably the best time to lighten up on the stock, not to actually buy more.
typically how it goes.
Yeah, it's like a very contrarian thing in the market. It's like people are out here pricing it, and Stan Druckenmiller once said it best. Like, I'm not, if we're just looking at today's fundamentals, everybody knows what they are. Everybody sees them. Everybody, can look at the current numbers. But what's the world going to look like in 18 to 24 months? And is the world going to look like we are that much closer to humanoid robots? We are that much closer to full self-driving cars everywhere. And by the way, for those of you Tesla owners, and I'm going to go test drive one tomorrow, I've heard nothing but raving reviews about the full self-driving. Everybody who has one loves it. So, yeah, you're probably right. It's going to give a moving average undercut rally probably at the 10-day at some point. It's going to have a retest of the 50-day at some point, and that's probably a super buyable spot. It's going to have a high type flag. It's going to build another flat base breakout, although it just got over one, so that would take a long while. It's going to have Alex Shoryukin in there, I'm sure of it. So there's going to be opportunities to add more and add more and add more. The thing is, if you just around this 350 level and you have a 50, then it's probably prudent down to 25, and then I can live with that regardless of what happens. But to
We're losing you.
you're me.
Yep.
Are you leaving me? I don't know. Can you guys still hear me?
Kind of chopping in and out.
Oh, what I was saying is, what you said, kind of repeating what you said. If you're gonna pull your money from Tesla to put it into something else that isn't showing this kind of strength, is it really worth doing?
Yeah, but it's also running the risk of any time you buy a stock at the exact moment in time, price is right at your average, right? So there's the ability
Yep.
for price to go against you, and you can be right immediately, or you can be in the green immediately. But the most nerve-wracking time for any trade is right when you enter it, right?
Correct.
So, like, if you are already positioned in the best setup in the market and you feel like trimming, well, if you're going to move those shares elsewhere, they better be into something that is just absolutely outstanding. And you should know that you're running the risk of like just taking a red trade on that exchange, and then now you're out your Tesla shares and you're stopped out of your new idea. Like,
Yeah,
and
and how about worse still? Imagine if you take a red trade on the thing that you pulled like you pulled the money out of Tesla to put it in something else. You take a red paper cut there, and then you watch your Tesla rip even higher.
oh yeah. Yeah. The only reason I think that you sell Tesla is if you're oversized and you just trim it just a little bit just to get back within reality. Because the fact of the matter is there are other setups, and just being that concentrated in anything, especially with a smaller account and especially with a smaller just experience set, I think that, just following rules and not trying to be so dynamic, like, oh, in this particular instance, I'm going to sell this and I'm going to oversize that and I'm going to do this and that. I would just be much happier just to see somebody take a 15% position in TSLL, sell half day 5 or whatever, and then just trail it. Like you
And
need to
then
build
just be
your
in
account.
10% position size there.
Yeah, you just need to build your account. Like it's not like us where like, setups like this are rare. We don't have small account edge. We don't have that same edge. So when these things come along, we need to hold them for a year. Like that is our goal. But I think, for smaller accounts that are like, like Louis, he doesn't give a shit about holding a stock for a year. He wants to catch the momentum, profit from it, hold it as long as he can, and then move that into the next one that meets his criteria. Right. So and I think that's like the right approach for momentum, like new momentum swing traders trying to build an account, turning over an edge. For us, I think it's a little bit different. We just want to hold the fucker. We just want to hold the thing, and justifiably so. Because how many setups like are there like that? A year for us. There aren't that many.
None. I mean, this is the first one for me where, even on Twitter, I go last week. It doesn't matter what the market's doing today. If you're not focused on this weekly base on Tesla, you're looking at the wrong shit, right? It's like this is the setup of setups all year long in terms of mega cap and liquidity, and then I would even argue like if you're in Tesla and maybe not the leveraged, like what is too much size? In my opinion, it's probably more than 30%. So, but if you're at 30% roughly, I still think that even that's something you can just let work. You have the other 70% of your money to get in and out of garbage shit with, right? Subpar setups, half-ass setups. But when you get a mega cap, one of the 10 greatest companies on planet Earth, set up to go higher, you just 30% is a nice size. That's not too much of anybody's account. Even you said it today. Tesla's the slowest name in your portfolio, and they're a very real company with arguably one of the brightest CEOs ever. You know, like you said, you love your founder stocks. They tend to perform even better, right? You got the CEO as a founder, and it's just like one of those rare opportunities to potentially hit a grand slam just by taking the exact same kind of at bat as you would on any other stock.
Yeah, I
So
mean, like if anybody in here actually traded Tesla itself, I'd just be like, what the fuck are you even doing? Like, you should be trading TSLL, or you should be taking a 2x or 3x position on Tesla itself, just because it is only 4 ADR. It's accelerated though. I mean, the last 2 days, both days were 7%, gain days, which is awesome. That means that, APTR is expanded in the last, it's greatly expanded, which is supporting a breakout. But, it's oftentimes I conflate my own strategies with what's best for people trying to learn. And again, like, yes, it's an amazing, like my mind's like this. Yes, it's amazing base, but you should still just trade it the same way. And more than likely, your trail is going to last a lot longer, and you're going to get very well rewarded for it. As soon as like newer traders really start oversizing, they just chop themselves out. They make irrational decisions. They end up losing sight of the principles, which are consistent position sizing and consistent trailing and trimming and exiting, regardless of how perfect the setup was. And I think just like repeating that consistently and really gaining market experience and really building an account, I think eventually you earn the you earn the ability to break and bend rules based on special circumstances further in your career after you've proven to yourself that you can be consistent, because that consistency is the basis for your success over the long term. And if you bake the subjectiveness of just bending rules and being very dynamic early on, you're just building a house of cards on quicksand, if that makes sense. I know that was a mouthful, but like that's kind of my philosophy on it. It's like you have to start as a black or as a white belt.
White belt.
Then eventually, once you get into the really deep, like almost theoretical parts of martial arts, is when you actually get to like express yourself. But in the beginning, like you are just learning the basis and you are building a core, right? And after that, you become like a master in a way, and then you can make these calls because most new traders, they're not going to know the difference between a Tesla base and I don't know, like a quantum base, right? Like they're just not
right.
But I'm excited. Dude. We were really well positioned a couple of quarters ago on the front side, or the last big move at Tesla, and the thing literally retraced. The entire move retraced. So if it doesn't go this time, I'm going to be a little demoralized. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
That
and
was
I
the
mean, if
biggest
it gives us
drawdown
a
I ever
move
had.
if it gives us as nice of a move as it did last time, it'll still be an incredible. I mean, 100% move is 100% move, and I would be trimming into that. But there comes a time when even I'll get down to a certain position, and I'm going to say I'm using the 50-day at this point, and no matter what happens above the 50-day, I just don't care. So, yeah, I mean, and I agree with you. Just
So I
consistency with proper position sizing, very important.
Yeah, I've become really fond of the 10. I studied like what to trail to get me to cap gains, and it's always the 10 monthly. So like if you look here, this big breakout, and look at the moving average that Tesla trails. It trailed it for 2 years. So just trailing the 10 gets you well into cap gain territory, and you're catching 1,000% move. But if we look at like PLPR, like its big move, it's still trailing the 10. It's not even close. So like for Hood, that's the idea. Like we're not even close to the 10. Bitcoin itself, yeah, Bitcoin from lows. I mean, we have not closed below the 10, and you'd be in a 2-year uptrend. So the monthly 10 for me is kind of the holy grail from a technical analysis perspective regarding trailing moving averages. Like there's really not much more. What are you gonna do? Trail the yearly 10? Like, obviously not. But like the monthly 10 is it works really, really well. Like even if you look at all the quantum names, none of them have closed below the 10 yet. None of them. It's wild, really.
With that said, though, that takes some real stones to hold IONQ from 50 down to 20.
It takes proper position size. at the end of the day. That's what
Like, where do you have to own it? And I'm assuming there were still some profits taken on the way up. So, like, even if you had a position from 12 and you owned it all the way to 50, I'm assuming a good chunk of those gains have been locked up, and then you can trail it like that. But boy,
Well, yeah,
having the whole thing go all the way back down to 20.
I don't know how you could do that. I think that, like, if you started with a 10 to 20% position, like by the time you are down to a 10 monthly trailer, you have a 2.5% position. But like that 2.5% position can balloon. It could increase 10x, 20x. And as like what we were talking about earlier, say I just left a 300 grand position in open, and it ends up going to $100 in the next 2 years or more, right? That's a tiny percent of the portfolio, but it balloons into something just huge. And
Massive.
there'd be no way that I could hold a giant position in open. Oh my God, right? Like, how could you, right? But I could if it's a tiny position. And then as as time goes by, we're like in year 2, like if we look at CVNA, like for example, it still has not closed below the 10. Okay. So like as time goes by, these sell-offs, they're not as impactful on the position, because like if you had that 2.5% position that you started trailing the monthly, say like down here or whatever, 85, say you bought it at 30, and then you made 100% on it, you're like at 70, and you sell it all the way down to a 2% position, but you're saying you're trailing the rest on the 10. Well, even like the big like sell-offs, the big drops, like it doesn't impact you that much. It doesn't feel as hard. So that's kind of like my strategy. Like with Hood, for example, and SoFi, that's how I want to approach it. The funny thing with like UNH is we are not even back above the 10. So I can't even begin to trail it because we're not even close to it yet. If anything, I would sell into it. I don't know anything about this company, but anyways, yeah. SoFi, all of the April low stocks are all just in power trends. They're all in power trends, like CLS. I mean, Jesus.
That one hurts. That one hurts big time.
Ariel, man, $10. If you would have bought this down here on this, earnings day, I mean, Jesus.
I had 8,000 shares at 100. Even that hurts.
Yeah, man. I'm sure you had it on this side. Yeah.
Yeah. On the way back up.
I'm curious,
So, yeah. But sucks to suck.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. It's getting used to. We're kind of in a transition where it's like, yes, we're traders, but you kind of have to move into like this longer. I don't know, like this longer term thing. I really like, when I was on your stream today, just had the idea of setting up another brokerage account, and whenever I get down to like that, 5% trailer, 2.5% trailer, literally transfer the shares out of my main trading account into a long-term account that only trails like the 10 monthly, and just get it even out of your book. Because if I see like the way that I have my account watch list set up, like I have net liquid, I have my PL day, I have my PL percent, like it's hard for me to look at it and be like, oh, I have 2.5% allocated to this name that's just going sideways for 3 weeks. Like, why? Like, I'll just want to sell it. But like, if it's out of sight, out of mind, then
doesn't even matter.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't matter. It's basically like I took a 2.5% withdrawal from my account, big whoop, and then we just keep it moving, right? Because now it's no longer trading. We're not trading it anymore. We're swinging it for the fences. We're just going to hold this thing forever. Like, that's the idea. We're gonna channel our stepdad energy. For those of you
never
that don't
know.
know, Ariel's stepdad. Oh, Ariel, you can tell. You can tell people. I don't know how many
He
people.
won't. He doesn't sell. I mean, he's had his portfolio for over 20 years, but he refuses to sell the best companies in the world, and he's owned them all for 20 years. And even just a simple position like Apple, and that's the kind of thing, right? It's like we don't know if, like, for instance, an AAOI becomes that in the future, or a CLS, or an App Lovin at $15. But he's a 16K position in Apple. It was like 500 shares at $32, has ballooned into 2.5 million and 16,000 shares. So it's like that kind of return on 16 grand is unbelievable. And then you hear Alex say, like, yeah, if a 300K position in Open Door, okay, it's not going to ever be Apple, but if it could be even half of what Carvana ended up being, right, that ends up being an 8-figure trade regardless. So I mean, it's just just kind of food for thought about really letting time be the thing that works for you. And yeah, it's like that 2.5% withdrawal. That's actually not a bad way to look at it. It's kind of like you just paying yourself, but in a different form, right? You're not going to trade that money
Yes,
anymore. It's just out of your account.
that's a great way of thinking about it. Yes, exactly. It's like you're taking a withdrawal, and yeah, dude, that's a great way of looking at it. And I'm going to do that with Open for sure. They're like moonshots, they're like moonshots. And if you have such a good average, it's like I'm willing to give back those gains anyways. Like I'm not going to let them go red. Like I'll just set the stop at my average, and it's like I'll talk to you next year, sort of thing.
Especially if you've already taken profits, right? Like I always tell
Right.
people, I always tell anybody, like if you've got extra cash in your portfolio, like once you get situated in your stock and once you've like peeled half, you're don't even look at it, don't talk about it, don't bring it up, don't gawk at it, don't get scared at it, don't do nothing, don't look at the thing. Your job is to figure out where to get the rest of your money to work, right? Your job isn't to like fawn over the one awesome mover in your portfolio and think you're the man, right? Your job is, how the hell do I get the other 85% of the money in my portfolio to work for me? Like the trade is done. Once the trade is done, the trade is done. So like with Open Door for you, I already know you've peeled profits into that move about around $10 or 9.5 or whatever it was. And so like the trade for you is done. The rest of the shares aren't going to go red. The trade's finished. Like now you've got a job of figuring out where to put the rest of your money. You've got a little bit of a problem in that you're kind of running out of liquid capital because you've got all these other positions open. That's a really good problem to have, that you're in a bunch of green trades. But for a lot of other people that don't have that problem, the trade is done. Like if you're an open and you're still worried about your open PNL, get yourself down to a size where it just doesn't matter. And you go, hey, I've got 20% of my original shares. I'm going to trail the 50-day. It doesn't matter what happens. I'm willing to give back 30% of my open gains. Okay. And then get yourself down to a position where you don't have to look at it anymore every hour and the trade is done. Figure out where else money is going so you can get yourself involved.
Yeah. Yeah. This move though, dude. Hey, can you see my screen? Are you on your phone?
Yeah.
Or are you...
Yeah, I'm on my phone, but I'm looking at your screen. I'm looking
Look
at
at,
your
you know
chart.
how we were talking about the volume in CFIR's chart today in BidF? Look at the volume on
Yeah, just such a silly volume move too.
the open weekly, the right one. It's just unreal. Like I am this is I think that this company, just with the leadership they have in place, and they made the decision very purposefully to put and look, I'm an entrepreneur. I run businesses. I built them from the beginning. I'm a builder. I am a COO for sure. Like at heart, I have to play the part of both, but like they put a COO in place deliberately. They don't give a fuck about, the dog and pony show. They just want to build. So you know what the COO is going to do? The COO is going to do, and he's going to go in there and he's going to flip the place on its fucking head. He's going to fire 1,000 people, guaranteed. Like the number of catalysts that are just possible with a winner at the helm, plus Raboy, he is the chairman of the board. Like, bro, This is an insane dream team. The volume, you have the biggest ape of all time behind this thing. Like, dude, I'm telling you, man. Like, if yeah,
I'm buying Open Door. I'm buying Open Door when Eric Jackson gets arrested. That's going to be a great catalyst.
You should buy it the next daily setup for real. Like for real, for real.
Yeah,
You
no,
know
I
what,
mean, look,
Kenny?
if it goes good, here's the thing, too. Like, and I'm sure you remember this. I remember Carvana, you had it like at whatever, $5, $7, $9, $12, whatever it was. You had them at all those spots. And I thought Carvana had a picture perfect weekly and daily chart at 50. And look at what it ended up doing. I thought AppLovin went all the way to $80 or $90, and I thought the best setup was like at 88. And so it's like, even I remember AMR. AMR goes from like $4 all the way to 70, and I didn't buy it until 65, and then it goes to 180. Point being is when it sets up again, just technically, and it's in an uptrend, there is no guessing how high something can go. I'm not looking at Open Door and being like, yep, these are the highs. No, if it sets up again properly and gives me low risk on my entry where I can manage risk, I don't care what the price is. Price is just a number on my level 2 that doesn't necessarily describe value in the moment, right? And
Value
so
doesn't seem to matter, Ariel. We know that.
yeah, exactly. And again, how, like, what is the value of something when it's in an uptrend? Nobody knows. So
Hey,
if it
did you see Ted's on, Ariel? Say Ted's on the mic.
oh yeah,
You're such a genius.
I'm such a what?
You're such a genius. That's why Hero's with you.
You hear that, babe? Ted just said I'm such a genius. That's why you're with me. Ted said that. Yeah, because he tells no lies. Ted tells no lies. But no, that's the reality. Like, I don't care when I look at a chart from technicals and I go, if they're clean technicals and I can manage risk for my entry, who cares? And I think this goes back to knowing like your win to loss, right? Like what your batting average is. I lose 65% of my trades. If I take a loss on a trade that isn't quote unquote oversized and it's just a regular old trade, I forget about it instantly. I just don't, it's just another day, on the desk, right? Where it's just like, every time I take a trade, I'm actually expecting to lose. That's what my stats tell me. But because we let the winners work, it makes up for all the little losses. So, if Open Door sets up again and it's got that kind of volume and it's got that kind of setup,
You'll be
it's
there.
the same thing with Carvana. It's like, I may have not loved it. Well, here's the thing. I was shorting Vroom when Carvana hit 60. Then Vroom goes on to die. Carvana ends up pulling back and then finally builds a long enough sideways base where I go, you know what? That's actually, it's a really nice chart. So, like, do I think it's up a little bit much right now for like the new guy? Yeah, maybe. But if you've got a $5 average, then you're just hanging out. And if it were to set up again, it could be this exact same price, call it $9 or $10 in 3 weeks. And I might be having a totally different discussion where I go, man, this thing looks pretty damn good.
You'll be
It's all
Ariel,
in
if I ask the
You will be long.
Ariel, if I
open.
ask the question,
Yeah,
if
what's
I
up?
ask the question, there's 2 monthly charts, the best charts in the market right now. Would you be able to guess what those are in my head?
The 2 monthly charts that are the best?
Yeah,
You're going to tell
the
me
biggest.
Tesla and Bitcoin.
Close.
All right, let me guess. Bitcoin's one of them.
No. Tesla's one of them. Ethereum.
Ted's
This
cutting
was
out a little. You're cutting out a
Am I
little
cutting
on me.
out? You're low enough?
Ethereum.
Ethereum. Yeah,
4-year base.
Ethereum.
Both of them have 4-year bases.
Man, that bit F. I as much as I love that name, I almost can't believe I missed it.
Oh wow. Jeez.
I mean, it's perfect. First flag.
Alec, you caught that one, right?
No. I don't know why, but today it did $300 million.
That's gorgeous.
It's the exact same volume. This is the exact same guy or fund or whatever
Wow, holy shit.
that accumulated CIFR. All right, just remember this volume over those 4 days.
Wow.
And now look at
Oh yeah.
CIFR
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Wow.
The exact same footprints. And I should have got it
Wow.
because I grabbed a bunch of other of these
Yeah,
like
that's what I was gonna
Going
ask.
where?
Yeah, because you
miners
bought a
turned
whole
out.
group of them, right? Irene,
These
Wolf.
you guys are all cutting out, and I love you all.
I'm
But it
not
looks like I got permission to go golfing.
All right, go golf. Hit them straight, Tiger.
Yeah, I gotta hit the streets of New York soon too.
All right, you go hit the streets. You street walker.
We tried Joe.
Oh, Vaughn wants to know if you tried Joe Shanghai.
Joe
No, I haven't.
Shanghai.
It's on my list though.
Uh,
Joe Shanghai. I've tried
Tell
Din
him
Tai
how.
Fung, but that's a super
Ted.
like.
All right, guys,
TikTok
love you
place.
all. I got to get my butt moving.
Am
I
I
got
cutting
permission
out?
to go golfing.
All right, peace. Joe Shanghai is soup dumplings. Yeah,
Okay.
I just kicked
Well, that's all the way down there. Oh, that's in Chinatown. Okay. Give it a try.
K-Town?
All right, Vaughn wants to know if you've gone to K-Town.
I haven't yet.
What have you done that's been
But
fun?
I've done the U.S. Open for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, that's sweet.
that was the main thing, and now I'm actually gonna start exploring Manhattan a little bit.
Well,
Yeah.
keep your wits
So-
about you. Crazy things
Say
are
that again?
happening there.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. If I don't get shot up or bombed in New York City.
Jesus, well, I don't know, nothing. We'll be out there sometime before the end of the year, so we'll
Oh really? Okay, sweet.
October. Vaughn wants to go.
Yeah, is Vaughn ready to like machine gun order food again? I don't have to even think about food.
Well, do Miami? I'll go to New York, and it's just completely different story.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
anyways, oh cool. I'm gonna keep going through charts.
All right, Alec, have a good weekend. I'm gonna go take a
You
shower
too.
and then explore New York.
All right,
See everyone.
have a good time. Be safe.
All right, we'll talk later.
All right, this one. I got new neighbors that moved in across the hall. They're fucking weird. Do you guys want to talk about anything specifically? Does anybody else want to talk about anything? I got a little bit of time before we gotta go. I don't really have anything to do. My decisions are all around what to sell right now. This one looks great. Lemonade. It's a PW&R sort of setup. It looks really good. I like them when they undercut and rally, like the little IPO shelf, the little base, like key levels here. So like obviously we undercut it. We built like this big old saucer bottom, and now it's perked up. You got like momentum, moving averages sloping up, the MACD sloping up, volumes increasing, and like it's like kind of breached this level. Like a clean line of like 55. What's this high right here? This high is 53.85. Well, that would be it. Really though, any cash that I free up is going into Tesla more than likely. But Tesla, for like to give me an entry for more shares, I'm like a couple weeks out probably. I mean, it wouldn't take too much for the all right, so for Tesla to give me another entry, it's going to be a first flag setup, or it's going to be like a first touch of the 5-day SMA. So the 5-day SMA, I mean, like if you had like kind of a laggy green day and then like a red day, like it's almost there, and then like it builds a little flag or something like it. I mean, it can happen pretty quick, but I don't see it happening next week. And if it just keeps ripping higher, it'll be even longer. Best setups for the week ahead. So let's see. I got a little list. AAOI would be number one. It's still like this is what I would prefer with like an AAOI, to be honest. Like this, where it like makes a big ass move up on huge volume, then it puts in like a first flag. Obviously, it didn't go very far from there. I mean, it ran 100% in like a few days, but now we just have this ginormous base, like this really, really big base. I wish I bought it a couple of days ago, but yeah, I don't know. I will definitely buy it though through this line candle. But what I kind of fear will happen is like RR, wrong one. So like, so if you would have taken that like kind of same approach with RR, it like retraced, like basically came all the way back down to your average. I mean, you caught a huge move, but you would have had to sell a ton, day 3 or whatever. But like, I don't know, you would end up stopping out break even on a decent portion of your position. But like now it needs to build like a tight flag, and it's just kind of not doing that. Like for me, this needs like a lot of time sideways. Like one of the best MSTR had one of like an amazing example of like a high type flag. Louis talked about it a few times on his segment earlier, but like here, so like, it makes a huge move up, gets everybody's attention, it sells off, it undercuts, and then it just explodes higher, like a super linear giant move. And then it puts in this really tight little flag. And it's actually, like a PW and R sort of thing where it like sells off, finds support, undercuts the left side peak, and then it just explodes higher. Like I want this compactness. I want like this really clean move up, and then like AEVA will forever be like the champion. I know Louis caught this one. I'm pretty sure he caught this one. Like where it's just nothingness, like choppy crap, sells off, and then just this enormous move up, like super fucking clean. And then it goes into, like picture perfect flag. And then what do you expect? Like, clean sell off, clean move up, clean flag. Like we expect more clean upside. And it gave you that. And then it gave you another super fucking clean flag. And just, this is like setup of the year. It gets setup of the year award for me. For a 100K account, you think focus on 30 magic. I mean, however you do it, the fastest way to grow an account is to turn your edge over accurately as many times as you can. So like if you can compound your account 1% per day, that's like really fast. That's kind of what like the 30 EM, like right now when there's so many setups firing, like the 30 EMA magic, it will grow your account faster than like anything because you have fresh setups every single day that are moving 10, 20% every single day. So like if you can get a big chunk of your account into each one of those every single day, you're growing your account 10 to 20% per day. Like literally per day. And like if you catch like a 10 or 20% move in the morning, well, there's going to be more setups that are triggering in the afternoon. So you can even cycle those morning gains into the afternoon, and you can just put on stupid percent gain if you really know how to build a watch list full of actionable daily setups that are high momentum, liquid leaders, etc., and then know how to execute them. Like right now is the time, like you can like to really turn over that edge. Especially with small accounts. Like the smaller your account, the more setups are available to you. And they're just firing all day long. All day they're firing. It's crazy. Now I feel like we're like, I don't know, like we're kind of like not running out of them. There may be less. Like, but I don't know. I still see a bunch. Like AAOI is definitely one. Like UMAC, like this one's a little choppy, but it's definitely one. Like it definitely can make just stupid moves. Like right here. Here we go. Choppy, nothing. Gets linear, then it perks up. It breaks out of the range. We literally break out of the range. Okay. Real easy. Big candles. Like these are the biggest, cleanest candles that the name's like ever seen. And then it builds this flag, and then you buy this, and then it's just like, holy shit, the thing goes 600% in 12 days. Right? So like we're kind of in the same arena now. Like big downtrend. First flag kind of failed. It's building a flag on top of a flag, like so. Call it first flag, and like boom, you got like your horizontal line 11, real even number. You have your downtrend that's clean. You just buy it through the line. and just hope it goes 1,000% for you. That's all you can do is get yourself well positioned and just hang on. And eventually one of them will go 1,000%. Like if you caught quantum properly. Hey, is Dr. Luca here? Hey, Luca, are you recording by chance? Or I don't even know if you're like there. Or is somebody recording? That'd be sweet. I'm not actually. Like let's see, like Qubit originally, like this thing. Okay, it perked up on huge volume, made a stupid move up. Okay, like big move up, and then it pulls back, it gets really tight, and then you buy this pivot, and then next thing you know, like the thing's up 1,000%. Even if you would have just held this 4 days, like these 4 days, you're up 200%. And then it gave another perfect flag. And then in 3 days, you're up like this right now. Like I think this market is going to be giving these moves all the time. Like we're going to be seeing a shit ton of this stuff. NVTS, I like NVTS. I tried it a few weeks ago and it just kind of didn't go anywhere. I mean, again, like, my setup is like I want to see first flags, I want to see first touches, I want to see big range breaks. Like that's what I'm looking for. So like here, there's no very well defined range. You do have a line across that's at a nice number at 650 at the high volume. But like, the moving averages are still kind of out of whack. For me, it needs a lot more sideways. So like we need to get all these moving averages in line. If it went something like like it perks up, say it like, fails here at the left side peak, comes down, kind of just chops around, kind of builds a better range out. And then now you get like this base that's making higher lows. Like this is where I start to get like more interested in it. So something like that. Because you have like, a lot of overhead and big moves that got stuffed above. And then, like if it snaps up, that's going to pull all the lower time frame moving averages above the slower. So what you need is that contraction. So you get like, like if you like look at a VCP, like, on the left side of the triangle, it's much wider and then it gets narrower and narrower. You need the large volatility, and that's what straightens out all the moving averages. If this thing were just to go like very tight sideways, it would take longer for the moving averages to actually straighten out. But this would be more so what I would want to see with NVTS. I bet Dr. Luca's recording. He's probably not even at his computer, but yeah. That UMAC hammer today off the HVC is telling things like that. Yeah. Yeah, right off of it. Yep. And it closed above 10. 10 is like any whole number, like 1, 10, 100. Those are the hardest levels to crack in the market typically. So like it closing over 10 is a good sign for sure. Yeah, it looks good. It's just, the reason why it's choppy is because it's in a range. But I don't know, if we look at like its past history, like this little flag, it looks all innocent, like, due to like the chart parallax, as I call it. But really, I think Vaughn's washing the dog. It's not too bad. But man, that move was fucking crazy. Let's see what else. I want I want this one. I need to add it to my collection. I bought on this day, I bought Wolf, Hut, and Riot. I should have bought CIFR here. Because it literally just broke out of this range. Yeah. I think this thing dies once all the deals are made. it'll take a pause. Is there any specific scan for trading? No. Like the way it works is you just do a daily scan for swing trading, but instead of selling on day 3 or 5, you're selling at the end of day 1. That's all you're doing. So like IO and Q today. Okay. IO and Q was actionable today for sure. So you would just have sold. Not yet, actually. You'd still be in it. You'd still be in it. But you could just sell now. You know, like there's a like a variant of like that's just a base, right? Like what I'm just trying to do is just build a system to follow it. Yes, there's ways to like improve it all the time, and you should. But like if you just don't like just stop messing with it and just follow it, like that's arguably way more important than the money that you're gonna make, right? Like in the beginning, because it's all about just building discipline and habits. So like, yeah, you know, IO and Q might rip 100% the next day, and you might be, oh damn, you know, I'm going to change my rules now. Well, how often does that happen, right? And like, if you understand the strategy, like the actual like intent of the system, which is to turn over your edge, get the cash back into your account so you can redeploy it, then it makes things a lot easier. Because not very often, I can tell you right now, if you would have taken IO and X, you're not going to catch 37% candles very often. You're just not. And if you would have took a 25% position or 30% or even 50% or whatever, you know, knowing that you're going to sell at the end of the day, you just fucking move the needle on your small account. Like you moved it. And guess what? It's now you've converted those shares back into cash. It's back into your account. And now you're ready to take advantage of an AAOI, which we could wake up Monday morning. AAOI could do a deal with who the fuck knows? Who cares? Just some big company, and the thing's gapping up 10%, 20%, 30% in the morning. You buy the opening range, and the thing may go 100% on Monday. Who knows, right? But the point is, you are turning over the edge, meaning you are just rapidly compounding. The faster you can buy and sell, the faster you can grow an account. Like period, end of story. Like that's just the way it is. And when you have a just seemingly endless amount of setups, that's the time to really do it. I mean, the rule set says exit your position when price closes below the 30-minute chart's 10 EMA. I mean, that's like the core of it. So we haven't closed yet. Like, and we still have another 2 hours left. This thing could curl and go to 106, right? So like, yeah, Sol. Let's see, Sol. Oh wait, there's no stick there. What do you mean stick? There's no stick. Put your stick back. Oh, Sol. Oh, I'm long. What do we got? Oh. Well, hey, better not. You know, better than a sharp stick in the eye. Do I want to go hit golf balls? Kind of. Yeah, I should. So like RGTI, you know, like wait, is that the 50 SMA? Oh, that's a 50 EMA. That is way down there. Holy shit. That's kind of an interesting outlier. Is that right? Doesn't feel right. Oh, it's a 30. Duh. I heard you, yeah. So like RGTI you would have just sold, but you would have still captured if you would have bought it through previous high day. Yeah. You would have captured a 10% move. Do I think 30 EMA is more effective than what? Yeah, I mean that's fine that Maggie talks about, you know, 3 to 5 days. It is a great way. But me, I'm out for optimization. Like, I'm out for what is the optimal way, what is the fastest way to grow an account using swing trading methods. Like, his works. 3 to 5 days is great. It works. But is it absolute fastest? No, I guarantee you that he did not do the analysis that I did. There's no way. All right, I got about 12 minutes, and then I'm gonna get out of here. Yeah, but RGTI right now, you could sell it. For me, like if I was doing 30 EMA Magic, whatever, I would have sold at the first 620 cross down. I would have sold a good amount of it, and then I would have trailed the rest on the 550 or the 3010. You know, for like the day one runners, like the really like crazy ones, man, it's if you catch it early, like the way what was that one that ran WLDH, WLDR, or something like that, WH something that was been running past few days. Yeah, there you go, WLDS. So I was talking to Danny early in the morning, and he caught this stupid thing right here. He caught it right here. This insanity. But where he bought it, this is also really important, guys, for 30 EMA Magic. Your entry, it needs to be close to the 50 EMA. It's got to be close. You can't buy when it's already extended from the 50 EMA. So he bought it here, and then now you can trail this 50 EMA. You know, he would have trailed it all the way to like, you know, you could have trailed it to here. That's a 250% gain that he sniped. It's the same kind of concept, but I would have sold, you know, half into this extension and then the rest at like a 50 close, or, you know, if he had such a good profit or cushion, he could have held it longer. But the 30 EMA Magic is just a basis for you to use for exiting and turning over the edge, which is buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling. And or I guess a question would be like, why don't you just day trade that? Why don't you just buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, like, you know, intraday setups and stuff? Well, the best day traders are aware of the higher time frame. So the best day traders should be making their trading selections off of daily charts. So like as swing traders, we build our watch list, we scan on daily charts. So like you find a chart like AAOI that's set up, right? Like, you know, if I buy this, I want to hold it for like weeks, a month, maybe even a year. I want to be able to hold it for a year if I get enough cushion, right? But like, you know, 30 EMA Magic, you know, when you have literally 10, 20 setups you can take a day for like 60 days, like why would I even tie my money up when every single day each one of these setups are giving me like just insane out the gates sort of moves, and then you just buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, and then you scale your account with it. You just scale your account, so you're allocating the same percent of your account to the positions, and you know, after getting X amount of winners, like your account just balloons. It just grows so fast. With the small account, I just use all of my skill set possible to grow it, and based on the actually I need to update it today. We're actually in the green. But yeah, I just use all of the skill set available to me to grow it. So it all depends on the time too. Like if like Monday, for example, the SAE is the only account that is not fully allocated. So like it's probably going to get all my attention, right? So like if it was me today, like with the SAE, I would have like, you know, I was really trying to optimize it. I would have like sold into those like big expansion candles, like in IONX or whatever. I mean, it was up literally 40% on the thing. But I mean, that's just a different story. Like I'm not trading 30 EMA Magic. Like I don't really need to. Like it's like literally the purpose of it was to help day traders transition into swing trading. So they get in the nightly routine of building watch lists, of scanning on dailies and weeklies. But they sell the same day, you know, because day traders, they don't want to hold overnight risk. They want to take larger size intraday. etc. So it's like a great transition. And once it gets them to start learning how to trail moving averages and to trust moving averages, right? And then as they get comfortable with it, then they can, and their account grows, then they can start increasing the time horizon of their holds, right? But it's really designed for people to, yeah, it's really designed for people to transition from day trading. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because like if you just sit down with a spreadsheet and you're like, okay, how do I make this number grow the fastest? Well, it's exponentially, right? Like this times two times two times two times two times two, right? So like that's like turning over your edge. So like if you bought Tesla, right? Oh, congratulations, you bought a great breakout. But like Tesla, no matter what, it's just max gonna grow. Like biggest days, maybe on an ER day, it might go 20%, but on average, it's its APTR is like 4 or 5. So like that's what you're gonna get, you know, on green days, I guess. But it's gonna be like up and down, up and down, up and down, right? Like so, yeah, like over a course of a year or something, like how much is Tesla really gonna be up? You might catch a great year and Tesla goes up, 100%, right? Okay, fine. Your $25,000 account is now 50,000. But if you catch a market period like now, where you can grow your account 5 to 10% every single day, your account could be up hundreds of percents, 1,000%. Like there are plenty of people who started with small accounts this year that are up 500, 1,000%. I know several of them in Day Trader Rehab. And it's because they're focused on one setup and just turning over the edge over and over and over. They don't care about holding Tesla, like forever, like I do or Ariel does. They don't care. They want to hold it until momentum shifts or until they have a better place to put the money. And then they just keep turning it over, keep turning it over, keep turning it over, keep turning it over. And then you'll run into periods where there are no setups. And that's what really, really tests them, because then you have to literally sit there and do nothing, which is the hardest part. That's when people give all their money away for free. All right, guys, a couple more questions, and then I got a dip. No problem, Cornholio. It's good for me because literally the more I think about it out loud, the more it just kind of like solidifies all these thoughts in my mind and helps point my compass into the direction, into my, like, it kind of guides my journey. For sure. So pretty much just hold the premium of period. Pretty much just hold the period of momentum, and when it starts to shift, find a new setup. Like, yeah, you could do it like that. Like a one really good variant for 30A Magic would be at the end of the day, sell half, and then the next day, if you catch the day one of a breakout, more than likely it's going to continue day two. Then you just continue the 30-10 trail. Like if, say, price does not close under the 30-10 by the end of after hours on day one, you could just keep trailing if you want. Me, I wouldn't want to, because 30 EMA Magic, I have already taken too much size, so I would sell at least half. But that's like a good variant because a lot of money, actually the majority of the money is made in the gap up, right? So like Tesla, for example, if you did 30 EMA Magic yesterday, well, then you missed the entire extra 7% move today. So yeah, if you did Tesla, let's see how it looks with a 30. Yeah, so I don't even think it closed under Mayab, whatever, but then the next day you just treat it the same way. So it opens right there, boom, it wicked right off the 50, and guess what? You're in the exact same position. So you could just keep piggybacking it. That's a good variant, but no matter what, the idea is to turn over it's Pradeep's momentum burst, just optimized, essentially. That's the way I look at it. I mean, Daniels, I just did that for like 5 charts. quite literally. So I can't do it right now, but maybe next time. Yeah, the core weave setup is just, a setup that I've studied a ton, and that I just understand really, really well. But yeah, I mean, it's just like hymns. It's just like the hymn setup. It's identical. I'll go over this and then I gotta do it. But here's the hymn setup. Right here. So you basically have this big downtrend, just like CoreWeave, big downtrend. And then hymns has, I think this was like the NVO news. So it has like a 40% gap up day. It comes down, it sells off, and then it literally kind of creates a Shoryuken setup, finds support on the 5. So then CoreWeave's kind of the same thing where it has this big downtrend. Here's the downtrend. And then it has the highest volume day ever on good news. And then it finds support on the rising 5. So like the undercut and rally of the 5 today was perfect. So like I have this 107 line that's been drawn here. And 107 was drawn based off of the original highest volume day close, which the close is 107.39. So then drew that line right across to correspond with the 5. Right. And I already knew that we just had like a huge news day, a huge gap up day. So like it should be on your radar, just like it was for hymns down here. So it had like a big giant news day where it gaps out of the range on stupid volume. And yeah, so it's the same setup. Plus, don't forget about the MACD. Look at CoreWeave's MACD. We're downtrending on the price chart, we're uptrending on the MACD. Hymns downtrending on the price chart, uptrending on the MACD. So these setups just keep repeating themselves over and over and over. And what makes them particularly exciting to me is because these stocks make huge moves on insane liquidity fast. Hymns 150% in 22 bars. CoreWeave just a fucking monster, just an absolute monster. It makes a move out of this range in 52 days, 300%. Look how clean, look how linear. Look at the sell-off, look how clean, look how linear. That's why I was freaking out here. It's the same 107. That's exactly where I bought it here. Guess what? It gave me like a 40% move in a couple of days. Yes, it dumped on earnings, but whatever. It's setting right back up, higher volume than ever. This, for me, Louis just doesn't like, the reason he said he didn't like it, he just doesn't, this isn't a setup that he trades. But me, I've obsessed over this setup because it's just such a high return setup. And it's not one that people talk about often. It's an edge that I've developed for myself. And it works really well. And the more you study the markets, the more you will find things like this that there is no name. You can't YouTube it. There's nobody wrote about it in a book, right? Like there's nobody talking about it in their course, right? Like nobody's talking about this setup in their course that I know of. It's just something that I discovered because I'm not worried about courses. I'm not worried about writing books. I'm worried about growing accounts as fast as possible. So with all that being said, I hope you guys have a good weekend and catch you next time.